Hi, and welcome to another CoreNexa training video. This one's about the Microsoft Outlook plugin for Windows. It's an installable plugin that provides Windows users of Outlook 2010 and 2013 with click-to-dial, screen pops, and call logging. Setting up the plugin requires you to perform these tasks at the service provider level. Enable the Outlook plugin for your customer and each designated user, and then customize your branding of the plugin. Once you've completed those tasks, the customer would then perform these tasks on their own PC. Download and install the plugin package, and then launch Outlook and configure the plugin. There's a lot to this, so let's get started. First task is enabling the Outlook plugin for your customer and for each designated user. So from the home screen, we'll click the Customers tab. In our customer list, we'll choose our customer. We'll go to the Settings, and within the Settings tab, we'll go to the Service tab. We'll scroll all the way down until we get to the Apps section, and Microsoft Outlook plugin, we will say yes. And then we will scroll down and click the Save button. We've got our confirmation message, so now we'll enable the plugin for each designated user. We'll go to the Users menu option, find our user. For our purposes today, we'll be using this user. We'll click the Edit button. And again, scroll all the way down until we see the Application section. So make sure the Outlook plugin, you select yes. Scroll down and click the Save button. So once you've enabled the Outlook plugin for your customer and each designated user, you'll probably want to customize the installer package with your company's branding. So to customize the installer package, you'll enter your branded information and then submit it. Once the customization request has been completed, you'll select the customized package as the default for your customers to download and install. So that's our next task, submitting a customization request for the installer package. So you'll want to get out of the customer level of menus. So click Home in the breadcrumbs trail, and when the breadcrumbs disappear, you're now back at your service provider menu level. So we want to go to the Settings tab, and over on the left hand side, the Apps menu option. And your list of API applications displays. Microsoft Outlook plugin. So we'll want to click the Edit button for this plugin. Scroll down a little bit. So here you'll see your list of installer packages for the plugin. The default or system plugin will be the only one you see the first time you look at this list. And what it is a Microsoft installer file for the plugin, and I'll click the View Details button. What you'll see in this box is what your customers will see when they click Help About in the plugin. So if you don't customize the app installer package, what you'll wind up is with this description and very generic information for name and the next field here. What you'll most likely want to do is create a custom one. And again, when we click the View Details button, the Customize App box pops up, and you'll probably want to describe the file as such. And here you'd want to put your company name and help text, some way to contact your company's support department or the help desk or something like that. This is of course a fictitious number. Please do not use that. And by the way, the reason that you see the red circle with the arrow with the line through it is because this one was already submitted for approval and can't be changed. Let me click cancel. So the one we just looked at, it has been submitted, and when it's approved and becomes ready for you to choose, you'll see the download button appear, and you'll be able to select that package using the radio option button. And the way that you create a new customized installer package is simply by clicking this plus button over here. And of course filling in the description for the file, your company name, and whatever appropriate help text you'd like your customers to see there. So once you submit the request, you would save that. Fulfillment of customization request is currently a manual process, so it may take a little time. Once the customization request has been completed, you'd return to the screen that we were just in, the app detail screen. You'd scroll down, and in the package list, you'd click the option button for the custom package to make it active and available for all of your customers to download and install. And of course, you'd click the save button after that. So at the service provider level, once you've enabled the Outlook plugin for your customer, for the designated users, and you've submitted the customization request for the installer package, now it's up to the customer to download and install the package for the plugin on his or her machine. So to demonstrate, we're going to scroll up. In many cases, we would be able to assume identity and log in as the customer, but that would only give us access to what the customer sees in the portal. What it won't do is give us access to the customer's machine to download the customized Outlook plugin. So what we're going to do is log out, and we're going to log in as the customer. All right, so notice the identity bubble is not red. We have not assumed identity. We've logged out, and we're pretending that this is the customer's machine and that he has logged into his machine and will now download the Outlook plugin. So let's take it from there. The customer would see in his apps section that he has the Outlook plugin. He'd click the tile for that. Scroll down, click the download button, and Windows knows that this is an installer file, so it's being vigilant here. So we'd want to click the little menu arrow and click keep, and now the file has been downloaded into the downloads folder. Once we find it in the downloads folder, let's double click the file. In this box, you would say run. In the setup wizard, you'd click next, next again, and finally you'd see that the installation's complete, and you'd click close. So once the customer has installed the plugin on his machine, then he would of course start Outlook. And once Outlook is launched, your customer will notice that amongst the ribbons is the CoreNexa plugin. And notice that we have history, settings, and about. So this is where we talked about customizing the installer package earlier. So your customized text would appear in here. In order to configure the plugin, the user would click the settings button, and sign in, and there's a choice as how to log incoming calls. They can be either logged as Outlook contacts or as caller ID. For this example, I'm going to choose Outlook contact name. And if you want incoming calls to give you a screen pop, you'd leave this checkbox on. So with the username and password, we'll click Save. All right, so the plugin will now communicate with the customer's portal and enable the following features. Click to dial for Outlook contacts, screen pop-ups for incoming calls, and call logging. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to use these plugin features. So click to dial for Outlook contacts. What we would do is go to the contacts view, and I happen to have my Outlook contacts displayed as business cards, but of course you could change that. All right, so what you would do to click to dial a contact would simply be to right click the contact, go down to call, and then click the number. And once the customer does so, his extension will ring, and when he picks up the handset, the phone will dial that number. I'll hang up now. All right, screen pops for incoming calls. I'll use my soft phone here to emulate an outside caller calling our customer. And as soon as it starts ringing, we get a screen pop. And that's our incoming caller. Last but not least, let's take a look at call logging. In the Click Connects ribbon, you click the History button, and it gives you a list of the names, numbers, dates, durations, types of calls that you've made. All right, so I'll click the OK button. So to sum up, you've just seen how to enable, customize, install, configure, and use the Microsoft Outlook Click Connects plugin for Windows users of Outlook 2010 and 2013. Thanks for watching.